is Johnny Wrestling, or Johnny Takeover, as my shirt says. And listen, I want you to listen. Like, we're involved right now. It's crazy, it's loud, it's hectic. We're in New York City, but I want you to listen to No Holds Barred Network.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode number 25 of the All Elite podcast right here on the No Holds Barred Network, your source for all AEW content. I am your host, as always, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, joined by my co-host, as always. She's the executive vice president of Giggles, the heartbreak chick, Tiffany. And today, we are joined by a third, as you can see right there if you're watching the YouTube version of this podcast. We are joined by Maria Lyng, the English way to say it. She said her actual last name off air here, and it was the best thing I ever heard ever. We are joined by Maria. Maria, what is going on? How are you?
I'm good. It's just started a thunderstorm outside right now.
Yes.
But yeah, other than that, it's good.
Maria is from Denmark, which I'm curious to know right now. What time is it where you are?
It's 10 p.m.
Wow. So you're far ahead, and she's into the future.
Yes, we live in the future over here. Yes.
That's awesome.
But as always, guys, welcome to the All Elite podcast. If you are new to the channel, is where myself and Tiffany will talk about AEW, the hottest thing right now in professional wrestling. We go over being the elite. We'll give you our BTE Elite reviews and over pay-per-view reviews and payper-view reactions, and then stuff like this where we have interviews, and we'll get into who Maria Lyng is. If you guys don't know, which if you just seen the thumbnail, you know exactly what she is and what she's about. But we'll get into that in a bit. As always, the intro spiel, you guys know how it is. If you are back listening to us again, welcome back. Follow us on social media at All Elite Podcast, on Instagram at All Elite Pod, and on Twitter at All Elite Pod as well. You can follow myself at Real Kyle Masters on Twitter, and Loves to Dream 82 for Tiffany. And Maria Lyng's Twitter post or Twitter handle will be down in the description on YouTube below for you guys to go follow. Go give her a look, guys. Some great animation stuff coming from her, which we'll get into this episode. Also, guys, if you want to take us on the go, if YouTube's not for you, we are available everywhere, and we are available for everyone. We are available on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, CastBox, and iHeartRadio. Wherever you get your podcasting, we are available for you guys, so make sure you search up All Elite Podcasts. You give us that 5-star rating, and you're tuning in, you're downloading the episode, so thank you very much to everyone who does that. So as far as I could see, Tiff, a lot of our analytics say that we get a lot of downloads from our top downloads are actually from Spotify, CastBox, and iHeartRadio. So those are three huge platforms right now. So thank you if you're downloading this episode and listening to us on the go and taking All Elite Podcasts wherever you go. Also, we have a t-shirt store and a brand new updated. Yes, I've changed the graphic, Tiff. I got it updated. Our brand new t-shirt store is available right now with new t-shirts in stock currently. You can see the main t-shirt right there in the middle, the AEP t-shirt. We have t-shirts such as the official mascot Fat Pharaoh t-shirt, the MERP t-shirt, the Fuck the Finest t-shirt, Pissant Company, Red Dust, and Tiffany's shirt, The List of Husbands.
Oh, you got
the list. Which I kept using the hashtag list of husbands. If you guys haven't noticed on Twitter, I know Kyle retweeted it on the All Elite podcast.
And whenever you buy a t-shirt, guys, all proceeds, we don't make a single dollar on these t-shirts. All proceeds are donated to Culture City, who are in with AEW with providing sensory sensitive rooms for people at their events. So every dollar from the sales of these t-shirts are donated right to Culture City. That is whatforapparel.com/AEP. And this is presented by our friends at KayFabe Tees, guys. They also have a cool t-shirt store. Go check them out. They're the ones hosting us on their t-shirt store. So we thank them very much for that. Go check them out. They have awesome looking t-shirts in their store, like the Full Beer Challenge, the Mark, Merch Sheet, Brett, and the participation shirts with new shirts being added to their store every day. So go check them out, guys, at KayFabeTees.com. And as always, a message from their executive vice president. That's right. From Mr. Beak.
Gotta love Mr.
Or
Beak.
as you said in your one episode, Tiff. She brought the other day, Mr. Penguin, I guess his name is. I don't know if that's his nickname. But Mr. Beak is his name. Tiff, come on. Just for that, Tiff, you know what's coming.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's coming.
Hey.
Shame. Shame.
Oh, God.
Oh, shaming
Shame.
me.
How dare you call Mr. Beak Mr. Penguin? How dare you?
I'm sorry.
Also, what's new with today's episode is we are live on 3 different platforms right now. That is YouTube, as always. We are available on Twitter right now, on Periscope, and on Twitch. That's right, 3 platforms all at the same time is where you can catch us live going forward, guys, and something we're going to try and try from now on, I guess. Keep going with it. So
Everybody likes different platforms.
So we're on Twitch, Periscope, and Twitter going forward. So I'm excited for that. So now, for the premise of this episode is a special interview episode with none other than Maria Lyng over there in the far right corner of your screen if you're watching this on YouTube. Guys, if you don't know, she is a awesome graphic and animation designer. And if you don't know already, and I'm shocked you don't know by now, that she is the one behind the animations in the Being the Elite outro. So we are excited to have her on the show today. Maria, we are so honored that you joined us on the show today. And we're excited to have some fun here. And
thank you so much for having me.
Get to know a little bit more about you. And I did, all the pictures you did send us, I made them into 2 cool looking giant collages that we will show in this episode. And I'm excited to show everybody here that is watching. And if you're taking us on the go, I highly suggest you go back to the YouTube video to check out these sketches because they are amazing. Or you can follow Maria on Twitter, and please give her a follow, and you can check out what she does. She posts on there as well, or her Instagram. That's okay. I like hearing my own voice. It's all right.
In the chat, if you guys are watching us live, I dropped her Twitter handle in the chat, so please go give her a follow.
Tiffany.
I'm on it.
You're such a doll.
Aw, let me throw up.
Anywho, so let's get right into it. Again, no pressure here. Just want to have a roll with this and have fun. Before we go anywhere, guys, before we do anything and get started, we want to bring this up again. Tomorrow, there's a double interview week this week. Tomorrow, we are interviewing none other than Brandon Cutler from AEW, and we'll be doing the same interview format just like this. It'll be live right here on YouTube. He's agreed to come on live, which is huge. I love doing stuff live, so I'm happy Brandon also accepted to do that. So we'll be doing Maria tonight and Brandon tomorrow, and a announcement with the next one coming soon. So stay tuned, guys.
Exciting.
So we'll just jump into it, Tiff, and I'll get the list up. So I'll go with the first question. It's an easy one. It's not that hard, Maria. Just, you know what? Tell us a little bit about yourself. That's it.
Oh God, me?
Yeah, you're important.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
You're important to us.
Hi.
Hi.
There you go.
Sorry, me. Well, my name's Maria Lyng. Yeah, and I have 2 kids and a lovely husband who plays guitar, and yeah, he's the one responsible for sound. I asked him can I borrow one of your microphones, and he was like, yeah. And then I'm awesome. A soundboard and a thing, and I don't know what that is. And, yeah, anyway.
That's awesome.
Okay. Yeah.
It's complicated.
So yeah.
Do your kids like wrestling?
Well, they're 2 and 7, so Well, I learned the 7-year-old how to super kick, so
Really?
Yeah.
Guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Your 7-year-old knows how to super kick. This may be a future AEW wrestler in the making, guys. So let's remember this episode.
And we got a trampoline in the backyard, and he's learning to do the somersault. Is it called somersault?
Moonsault?
I think.
Snap.
No, where you? I don't know.
He's doing flips and stuff in the background.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Oh boy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wrestlers start out like that. Usually, like the Young Bucks did in their backyard with the trampoline, and their kids are in the trampoline in the back, and they're doing all the So potential, like you said, AEW.
He's become famous one day, and then he's gonna make Maria a buttload of money. That's what's gonna happen.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. That's why you have kids. I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So you can sit back, relax, and take care of me now.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go into when did you start graphic designing?
Well, I haven't really done that much graphic designing. I've just been, doodling and drawing and stuff like that. This whole wrestling thing just came about. I don't know how it happened. Yeah, it's like I haven't. Okay, can I just? This is gonna be a little long-winded. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So, here in Denmark, I think when I was growing up, we had 2 channels, and none of them had the wrestling on it. There was some of my friends that had it, but we didn't have it. But I don't think it was the WWF. It was something else. Anyways, it was. So I really haven't watched any wrestling whatsoever. And then last year, All In, Stephen Amell was on the show, and I liked Arrow. I'm a big Arrow fan. And then I just saw some highlights on YouTube and thought, oh, that's interesting. And then in October, there's this drawing challenge called Inktober, where you're supposed to draw with ink every day for the whole month of October. And then so this guy called Jake Parker, he has a list of prompts, so like just words. I have the list here somewhere. It's just like 31 words: poisonous, steel, chicken, flowing, cruel, bottle. Yeah. So, and I watched some more highlights of the All In show, and I was like, it could be interesting to mix wrestling with this drawing challenge. And then I started researching wrestling, and then there's a lot of Young Bucks on YouTube. So I kind of fell into the whole thing, and just fell in love with wrestling and the Young Bucks and tag team wrestling.
That's awesome. So All In was really the starting mark of you liking and falling in love with professional wrestling. That's huge. Yeah. That's awesome to hear. Like that's an incredible thing, especially like with me and Tiff here as huge fans of AEW and being fans since it all started. That's huge as who you were just a simple designer on the side who caught this show randomly and said, "Oh, like I love this. Like I I love what they're doing." And you incorporate it into your designing. Like that's incredible. Yeah. That's awesome. And your drawings are insane. By the way, they're probably the top drawings I've seen of people sharing on Twitter in like the Twitter community.
Aww.
So
thank you.
They're really, really cool.
Thank you. I like to draw.
I can tell.
I like drawing.
But so that's cool. That kind of tied into our other question of when did you start to watch and start loving wrestling? Was that All In?
Age 35.
Wow, that's awesome. That's what AEW is about, is drawing interest from not just the people that have been fans of wrestling forever, but with the newer fans. So that's what we love about this company, and that's what they're catering a lot to as well. And that's also really cool to hear that from an actual person that's caught wind of it by just randomly watching it one day and now falling in love with it.
I had no idea who Jim Ross is or John Moxley. I had no idea who that. When he came in at Double or Nothing, we're like, okay, that's some dude. Yeah, fine.
Why is everyone cheering so loud? What is happening?
And Jim Ross is like, I really like Jim Ross, but not because he's the voice of my childhood wrestling thing. I just really like Jim Ross as a commentator, not because of any sentiment really. And he went wild for, okay, so it must be some dude.
Yeah. Believe it or not, Maria, I don't know if you know this, that Jim Ross's reaction during that was legit, as in they never told him that he was supposed to be coming out.
Yeah, I heard that. That was great. I mean, you can really feel it also. It was just,
so to get a genuine reaction from a commentator like that is very rare in the wrestling business, because usually they get a script and they know what's going to come and they act it out. So to get that was amazing. And I'm loving that you love that about it.
I really do. I saw like a highlight from when the Young Bucks were against the Golden Lovers.
Okay.
And I think he was commentating on that.
Yep.
And he said something like, of all the corners they picked our, God bless them, they picked our corner, our corners. It's like,
He's a great commentator. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can feel that he likes what he sees.
He's passionate about it. And he doesn't try to sway away from what's happening in the ring and storytell. He's more of a guy that's going to tell you what's happening in the ring and give you his honest opinion on it and make you feel passionate about what's happening. So that's why Jim Ross is one of the all-time greats. From All In is when you started to watch and love wrestling. When did you start to drive? Is it shortly after you started to drive mainly for, like, when did you start, like, the first time you started drawing for being the Elite? Like, when did that
the first fan art I did, I think it was because one of the prompts was double. So I figured I'll do a tag team thing. And then I did a Young Bucks thing, see if I can find it.
Okay, so one of those words was the word double, and that's where you brought in the tag team to that.
Yeah, so if I can find it.
That you sent us, actually?
No, it's not one of the ones I sent you. Of course, yeah, there we go.
That's sweet.
That is so awesome.
So they're doing their pose and they're super kicking at the same time.
So I guess that's the first Elite fan art I did. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Then I, like, the whole Twitter thing, I've never really used Twitter for anything. I didn't understand it. It was like, why are all these people just writing a lot of stuff all the time? I don't get it. But then, so I did a portrait of Matt Jackson, and he commented on it or liked it or something, and then a lot of people reacted to it. I was like, now I get Twitter. People like my stuff. So I figured I'd draw some more. Some of the pictures that I sent you is like, I just started drawing portraits, really. And I didn't do any of the comic things until when Final Battle, RH Final Battle, where with the what's it called? Yes, you sent me the picture. It was so I'm like, oh my god, I'm so envious. It was like, it was so good. So I drew Matt and Nick as like comic book. I called it the Super Bucks because there was like a comic book super thing, and I think Nick wrote like something, and then people seemed to really like it, and I think I just got my trusty iPad, and I just installed a 2D animation app, and I was like, I'll see if I can figure out how to make a little GIF or something, and then I did where they're two sweeting,
right,
because they did that at the Final Battle. thing. Yeah, and everybody was really nice about it. And so I figured, I'll do some more. Yeah.
So tell us the story of like who contacted you when you did the outro that they use.
Right. So I just drew the one of Matt where he's like screaming at the audience. I think it was some show. That was a really cool picture, and I just sort of copied that. Really, I think it was. I can't remember. Yeah. And then he right after that was in the evening. I posted it, and then I went to bed. I think, I was happy with that drawing. And then he wrote back in my time, like at 12 o'clock or at p.m. So in the middle of the night. And so Matt wrote me. Oh. Do you want to hear what he said?
Oh, sure. I'd love to. Share.
I was like, okay, I have a message from the Young Bucks. So I was like, almost dropped my phone. It was like, my husband, I didn't open the message. It was just, Thomas, the Young Bucks is writing me. Matt is writing me. So he says, hey, Maria, I really love your artwork and animations. Any interest in creating something for us for BTE? We've needed a new ending for quite some time. I was thinking of an animation of Nick and I thanking everybody for watching the show, and to click the links, maybe like 20 seconds clip, we could send you the voiceovers.
Wow.
Yeah, that was it. It was like, sure.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah. Like I probably wouldn't know what to do either. I'd be staring at my phone like, okay, this has to be fake. What fake account is messaging me right now? Who's trying to troll me?
Yeah, I was like, all right, check the verification, and it's like, the link goes back to him. So okay.
That's awesome.
I felt Brandon Cutler. I was like, what? I wrote Kyle. I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god. So I know that feeling of like, oh my god, this is happening right now.
And that's funny too, because when me and her were Skyping the other day, getting questions for Brennan and talking to each other about what questions we're going to ask him. And then this was the same process of who we're interviewing next after Brandon. She decided, I'm like, well, his DMs are open. Give him a shot. We're like, he probably won't answer. He'll probably skip over it. And literally, like, not even 5 minutes later, she just loses her mind. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? What?
Camera. I'm like, Kyle, wait. And I turn on the camera to show me. And I'm like, oh my god.
And he answered back, and he said sure, and we're like, oh my god, this is insane.
Right now, feel.
if I had a message from the Young Bucks like that, I probably wouldn't know what to do either. What your reaction you just had there is probably be my reaction, or worse.
Then my 2-year-old, he woke up, and I was like, okay, how to take care of him, and yeah. And I had
stop crying for like I have something important here.
Yes, like
I'm trying to process.
Yes, mommy's. Yeah. So yeah, it was great, and yeah. That's awesome. That day I had like in the evening I had we do board games, and and we had a big board game night planned, and it was just really hard to concentrate on the games. It's like, oh, I need to check if he's written me or yeah. Oh God.
That's awesome. That's really incredible.
So what was the reaction after you created the outro? Like, what did he say?
Oh, what he said?
Yeah.
Well, he's a very, very nice guy. Let's see, what does he say?
I hope so.
Well,
like, nah, I hate it.
I bet.
Yeah, I was like, no, it's okay.
Sweet.
I could have done better, you know.
He said, this is unbelievable. Oh my God, I love it. Wow. This is better than I ever expected. And then, I have my husband twiddle a little bit with the sounds because they'd recorded it in very different locations. So Nick was like in a bathroom and Matt was like in a closet with a lot of towels, I guess. So I had, it's like, okay, hubby, can you just try and make this sound like they're like just remotely in the same place? So he did a lot to the, or he fixed something with the sound. I don't know what he did. Something with reverb. So he said, like, please thank your husband for his help. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow. That is so awesome. And then, like, even like your husband involved too. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He said, I have a good husband. He's very nice.
So we know AEW's still kind of fresh, right? It hasn't been around for a long time, and they only have a certain amount of people on the roster. Do you have a favorite AEW wrestler right now?
The Young Bucks.
Young Bucks. Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably the Young Bucks.
it's probably the Young Bucks. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the T-shirt she's wearing, guys. We don't know. She made that logo that's on her T-shirt, and you'll see it when I do show you guys her graphic work. She did. That's amazing.
It's
so
just for me.
Yeah.
Just for me.
That's great.
Maybe some people be interested to like start buying some of your merch now.
Well, tell Matt to give me a call. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So, what's been your favorite art piece that you've created so far?
Oh,
there's too many, right?
I don't know.
Maybe do like a top
maybe
3.
The one I did of just because it took so damn long to make. The whole with at the Double or Nothing Young Bucks versus Lucha Brothers, the collage thing, where it's just like I drew Pentagon's mask 7 times or something. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Those masks are hard. They look fantastic on them, but they're a nightmare to draw.
So hard to draw, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, this is good enough. You can't put all the details in there when you're doing the style that I'm doing.
That one was awesome. I love that one when I first seen that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love all her stuff, so it doesn't matter. You can't ask me to pick a favorite because.
Oh, you have to. You have to pick it. You made me
Maria's
pick
saying,
a favorite.
Yeah, Maria's saying you have to pick one, so it looks like you got to pick one.
Oh, come on!
Yeah, we're putting you on the spot now, Tiff.
All right, we're gonna put you on the spot. Okay, but I like a lot of her gifts, the ones that she turned into gifts. So I actually saved a bunch of her gifts. I'm caught between the MJF one where the toilet paper is bouncing off of his head, or I love the Kenny Omega one with kind of like the stars like moving in the background of it. Oh my god, I love that one.
Oh, thank you.
I can't. They're all awesome, but yeah, I think I laughed the most at the MJF one because it's just.
Yeah, I was so happy when he retweeted it with "Nobody will ever laugh at this ever," and then just a lot of people posting gifs of other people laughing. It was just that was beautiful. Yes.
So I'll put it up on the screen for you guys right now if you guys want to see Maria's favorite one and the one that took her forever to draw. Here it is right now. This is the poster that she drew, and this is incredible. I can't. When I first seen this, I'm like, oh my god, like this. This might be the best. Like again, what I said before earlier in the show is I truly mean it. This has probably been the best graphic design work I've seen on Twitter to date, and I've seen a lot of.
You should look at this guy Nolan Nolarium, I think he's called. He's some really good caricatures.
I don't know if I want to because I love these ones so much.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
But that's it, guys. If you guys want to see it, so I blew it up there for you. So this was incredible when I first seen it. Just look, you see like all the little things in the background. Like this was so well done. So that one's amazing, Maria. Good job on that one.
Are you gonna like bring this to All Out and StarCast and have them sign this? Like, is that your plan?
I was hoping, yeah. Like I'm gonna have 10 of my pictures. I've already sent them to the printer, so I'm gonna bring. So I have 10 drawings that I have 25 of that I'll see if I can.
Nice.
I'm still trying to figure out how to navigate my iPad. It's just so stupid. It's like I've used this for a long time now. It's still like, okay, so how do I get this to be?
Do you have one of those pens too, like the Apple pens you have to draw with?
Yeah,
those are.
Oh,
cool.
It's so great.
Yeah.
I mean, I love. Yeah, it's beautiful. So I'm gonna have. Can you see?
Yeah.
Can you see? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna have this one.
Oh, that was amazing.
This one.
Oh,
this
hey,
one,
Page. Oh, Brandon
this one.
Cutler.
Hey, that's one for you.
It's MJF, the toilet
That's
paper.
one.
Oh my.
That's for you. And Brandy. This one.
See, oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think that's
Okay.
I'm gonna
great.
have those printed out.
I'm
That's
taking all our stuff. I am going to All Out and StarCast, and I am meeting up with Maria, and I'm stealing all her artwork and running. Just so you guys know. Bye.
You just committed to a crime on air on live YouTube. You know that, right? This gets taped. I mean, it's stuck on our channel forever. So if Maria needs to go and prove that you stole from her, it's right here.
Bye bye.
So, tab.
Yeah, so I hope I can get some of them signed.
They better sign all of them for you.
I really want to meet the Young Bucks. It's
They are definitely going to sign that. No questions asked. Absolutely. I know that she told me that she's a little nervous with MJF, so I told her I will definitely go, and he can curse at me all he wants. Like, I will take all the abuse for her. So
he never breaks character. He never ever breaks character.
Exactly. So if I show him that I did the one with the toilet paper, I mean, his character, it's not in his character to like me.
He's gonna hate it. But his character, he might love it, but his character's gonna hate it.
Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen. He definitely stays in character. I went. He gave me a hard time when I saw him a couple weeks ago, and then my friend brought a picture that he printed out of MJF to have signed, and then MJF asked what his name was, and he said Danny, and then he goes, "Okay, dipshit," and he legit signed it, dipshit. Like, I gotta send that so you guys can see it, but
yeah.
So I will take all the abuse. Don't worry. I will take all the abuse from him. Don't worry. I got it.
He's such a nice friend.
It's another New Yorker. Come on. He's from New York. So I know how to handle him. Don't worry. I got you.
Okay, that's good.
So before we get into more questions here, just a couple of last ones. I'm going to show you guys the sketches that she sent to us for you guys to look at. So I have 2 giant collages here, so bear with me as we go through both. So go through the first one, and these are just like the craziest, awesome looking sketches ever. Like, I love these things, so I put them all into one collage for you guys. So I'll transition to on the screen for you guys right now. These are all done by Maria. Awesome looking sketches. I love the Marty smile one. That probably the one right there is my favorite. We got Matt and Nick, JR, Kenny Omega, Marty Skrull, HBK, the Briscoes, Hangman Page, and Pentagon Jr., which I imagine that's probably the one that took the most time out of all of them, maybe?
No, actually, I think it was. Because drawing the mask like that is so much easier than having to cartoon it.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, but I don't know. They all roughly take the same amount of time, I think.
The Briscoe ones are very detailed.
Very detailed.
Yeah, I must admit I like the Briscoe ones, just because they're so crazy. You could just when I drew them, it was just you could just go like crazy and not think too much, and then I feel like that was cool.
That's awesome. Guys, we want to know which one's your favorites, please. If you're in the chat, let us know in the chat. And if you're watching this later, let us know in the comments below.
So what do you think of that Marty one there, Tiff? Since he's on the list he's one of the list of husband members there.
Listen, you got there's a lot of list of husbands on here, okay? You got Marty's girl, I think even Hangman Page is making the list of husbands, and of course Matt Jackson, and Shawn Michaels is one of my childhood favorites. So the list of husbands continues. So
yeah, I did not know who Shawn Michaels was when I drew that. It was just somebody on Twitter said you should draw HBK. Okay, who's?
That's awesome.
He's definitely a favorite of mine.
So now I know.
Yeah,
I'm learning.
I gotta say,
Yeah.
I like Nick doing the eyebrow there. That's the people's eyebrow right there. That's awesome. Even the J.R. one's really good. Like all of these are just amazing. And again, I love the Marty smile. The Marty smile one's hilarious.
killing me, Kyle. It's Matt with the eyebrow. Okay,
Sorry, Matt with the eyebrow. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, my husband's
It's been a long
correct.
day.
You need to know my list of husbands, okay? It's very important.
Yes, it's a very important list, a very coveted list. Yes. So yeah, these are all awesome drawings. So next, we'll get into her cartoon sketches. These are amazing, and you probably recognize a couple of them already. I tried to get them try to get all of them in as best possible. So we'll go through and take your time with this, guys. Pause the video if you need to. These are amazing. I love the comic book one in the top right. That's cool. We got Brandon Cutler in the bottom left. The mermaid ones are interesting. What made you do the mermaid ones? We got Joey Ryan, Cody, and MJF.
So in May, there's another drawing challenge where you draw mermaids every day in May, and it's called Mermaid. So I was like, I think I didn't want to do a mermaid every day. It's just, I don't draw mermaids that much. But yeah, so I figured, I'll do. And I asked on Twitter who I should draw, and then there was a guy who said, that I should draw MJF as a mermaid, not a merman. Specifically not a merman, but a mermaid.
He's very feminine in that picture. I'll give you that.
I was like, okay, so I tried.
It looks good. They all look amazing.
Thank you.
And we got another cool one is we actually have your T-shirt right in the middle there, the T-shirt logo. Another cool one, if you guys notice there on the left, in the middle left, you see the two librarians. I've seen this before. This picture.
Yeah.
Yes. This was circulating on Twitter.
Yeah. Leva retweeted it and was
That's right. Yeah. So that one's.
So I hope I get to meet her too, because she was very nice and about the drawing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so sorry that I missed that her hair is blue. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe I missed that.
Believe it or not, so she used to be in WWE. She used to be in their independent circuit called NXT. Basically it's right below the main roster. I think it's above, but anyway, she was known as Blue Pants, and she used to wear blue pants to the ring all the time and wrestle in them. So that's where a lot of people know her from. And now she's Leva Bates, one of the librarians in AEW, and I think she's going to get a good push.
I like her a lot.
One I want to talk about, and I want to know what it's about, and if it's actually somebody, is in the top there to the right, the Spider-Man looking AEW girl or elite girl. Who and what is that?
Okay, so did you see the movie Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? It's a cartoon. You should watch it because it's really good, and it should have won the Oscar. Anyway,
well, now I'm gonna watch it.
Yes. So Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's a really good movie. And then after the movie, a lot of artists were like just gobsmacked with how beautiful it is. And it's CG animated, but everything is on twos, which means every instead of there being 24 frames a second, there's 12 frames a second, and nothing is blurred. So there's no motion blur whatsoever, and it's just gorgeous. Anyway, after the movie, a lot of artists were like doing this challenge again called Spider-Sona, where you drew yourself as Spider-Man. What Spider-Sona would you have if you were the one bitten by the spider? So I guess at some point I would have been in New York and bitten by a radioactive spider, and also Spider-Man is, he's wrestling. So,
I would have called you elite girl. Or elite woman.
Yeah, I like it.
That's really cool. I was wondering when we got that, I'm like, oh, this is actually really cool, because I was like, I'm a fan of comics and stuff, and I like Spider-Man obviously. I seen that and I'm like, oh, this is like really good stuff. And I really love that one. And the comic book one was one of my favorites as well. The comic book cover. And then obviously we had the Brandon Cutler one down the right, which we were interviewing tomorrow, which I'm going to bring up to him tomorrow.
Yeah, he was very nice about that.
Yeah.
He was so nice, but yeah.
So we'll come back to us here. And this is a little bit of an interesting question, non-wrestling related, but do you have any future goals with your design work? Do you have anything you aspire to be in the future, or are you just going with the flow?
I'm just going with the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just really just do it because I love it. Yeah.
That's the main thing. You want to be passionate about something you love to do, and
exactly. If
you like,
I don't. Yeah. So like people asking about commissions, and it's like maybe if you have a really good idea. That sounds horrible.
No, it's not.
So yeah, it's because I do it in my spare time, and I only want to do stuff that I really like. And I mean, I don't get to. I draw on the train to and from work, and then when the kids are asleep.
It's less pressure, right? You get to do it whenever you feel like it. There's no deadline. There's no nothing, right? You just you do it, and you do it whenever you can. You love doing it, and we can see how much you love doing it in the pictures, and they're amazing.
Thank you.
So it's kind of like us too, like me and Tiff. Like we have our day lives and stuff, and we have our stuff. Like podcasting is like our hobby and stuff we do in our free time, and we're not sitting here like asking for a commission. We're not sitting here like pressuring companies to sponsor us. Like we just do it for the fun of it, and because we like podcasting, we like talking, and we like the community with the wrestling community and what it is, and it's awesome interacting with people and doing stuff like this. Look where it brought us. We brought us to interview you, and this has been amazing so far. So that's one of the reasons why we do it. So
I love that the ending, but I even like the one with the Michael Nakazawa one. Me and Kyle are big Michael Nakazawa fans. So
Nakazawa.
It was just an idea I had. It was like, and I just did it, and then I sent it to them, and I was like, you don't have to use it. It's just an idea that I got. Feel free to use it if you want. And Matt was just like, yeah, I love it, and
that's awesome.
Put it in, and immediately I was like, oh,
that's sweet.
Now I love them even more.
So another question. You being from Denmark, what is the wrestling community like? Is there a following? Is there an independent circuit? Like, how is it out there?
So, as far as I know, there's only one promotion that has maybe 4 shows a year in the whole, and it's called, I wrote it down, Body Slam Wrestling. I'm really hoping to go to a show someday, but like the 4 dates that was, or maybe it was, anyway, it's just been very limited. It's just like it's all over the country and never really a time where I could go, and but I am hoping to go at some point too. But then and then there's a Facebook group called it was just called WWE Denmark, and it was like they asked if I wanted to be a member. I was like, yeah, sure. And there's I think 260 people in there or something like that. It's like and then when AEW blew up, they changed the name to WWE/AEW Denmark. So
that's cool.
So I think that's about the amount. Oh wait, there was like a comedy show where a comedian was doing some sort of he was running around in the ring on the ropes going ow 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 ow. It's like
that's cool.
Yeah, awesome. And would have been the ring with Orange Cassidy.
I think Denmark's huge for. I think is it soccer. Are you guys a soccer
yeah,
country?
we have a lot of real football. Yeah.
Or football, that's what you call it. I forgot.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
But it's huge over there.
We're the ones using feet.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't watch the football here. Like, I don't at all. It's not my sport.
I don't watch soccer, football, handball. Handball is very big here.
That's
We've
told
won
that.
the World Cup a few times, I think. Yeah, I think the guys just won. Oh, I should know. I should really know this, shouldn't I? I was like, I think the guys just won the World Cup like last year or something.
That's awesome.
I played handball when I was younger in elementary school. Like that was the best time ever. I went for the team every year. Like, it's such a cool sport.
Yeah.
It's one of our gym options in high school, handball.
Okay.
So I'm gonna show really quickly. The only way I could do this is if I captured my screen and show you guys. So I'm just gonna roll into our DMs with Maria. And I'm gonna show you all the gifts she sent us because I really want to show everybody the gifts. These are amazing. So I'm gonna transition it now. So bear with me while I pull it up really quickly. There we go. All right. So here's the one of the two which she talked about, or the two of them two sweeting each other. This is a really cool
So that's
gift.
the first one.
Yeah.
It's like
Another gift. There's a super kick one where they're both super kicking a one of those like punching bag dummies.
Yeah, I was gonna have a wrestler there, but I couldn't figure out. Then it would be. Yeah, so I figured it would be better to have a dummy that you could put like a picture on. I also did one with MJF, and he retweeted that. It's like, who did this? I was like, me.
This is a cool one. The 5-star Meltzer driver. That was sweet.
Oh, yes.
That's a cool gift.
Yeah, it was so cool to see Meltzer retweeting it. It's like,
The funniest part of this whole thing is if you look closely before they do it, the guy with his eyes have X's in it. I love that part. Oh, that's amazing. There's another gift. Okay, so we have Hangman Page flipping into the ring with his clothesline there. That's pretty cool. I love that. And basically you're in the eyes of the wrestler he's facing, and all you see is stars after.
Yeah, I had to figure out the camera angle for that one. I was like, okay, so he's, yeah, that took a while to figure out.
That's really well done. This is one of Tiff's favorite, the Kenny Omega one with the stars in the background.
So cool. Like, I don't know. It's so clean. It's just so awesome. I love stars too. So maybe that's what it is, but so awesome. Like,
we have Hangman Page doing a top rope suicida and doing like the cutting of the neck thing right in midair. That is so cool. I love that one.
Oh yeah, Kenny Omega. He also retweeted that. It was like and I was just so happy because he got it. He wrote something like, and this is a great animation. They even caught some of the stuff that the live action cameras missed. So I was just so happy that he got it.
That's sweet.
He understood what.
I did botch. I said Hangman. I meant Omega. That was my
bad.
I
know. I was like, the two?
Shame.
Oh, okay.
Shame. Yeah, okay.
Shame.
Fine.
Shame.
Yes.
Where's the bell? Ring the bell. Thank you.
Yeah.
Shame.
Yeah. Anyways, here comes the toilet paper one, the MJF toilet paper one. This was funny.
I love that one.
We have this Cody Rhodes one is pretty interesting. I love this one.
It was my friend who's actually a real 2D animator. She was saying, you should do more in-betweens. Like, okay, I'll do more. In-betweens is when there's more drawings per second, really. And she was like, okay, so I'll do this one. I'll just small changes from drawing to drawing. So it's so boring. But yeah, I like the expression that I got out of it. So it's fun.
Brandy walk in here, fierce Brandy.
Yes.
That one's cool. I love that one.
Yeah.
How, did you draw the fire in the background too?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I saw a YouTube video. It was like, all right, how do you draw fire? So this is my first attempt. I'll have to try it again someday. But
that's good. I like that one. I've got another one here. Oh, I forgot about the Jericho one. That's the one I didn't add. This Jericho one's hilarious. This facial expression right here, amazing.
Oh, yeah.
There's my favorite Spider Girl one. We got MJF Mermaid, Cutler. Oh, here we go. This is sweet. Brandon Cutler right here. Doing a freaking phenomenal forearm here. And the whole
Yeah.
boom thing, that's sweet. I love that.
Yeah, I tried to get some more comic book into it, but yeah.
That was sweet.
Playing around with this style. Yeah, he was very sweet about it. And, yeah. And I tried to DM it to him, but he couldn't download it. But yeah, I tried. But he reposted it everywhere, so it was so sweet of him. And just that I posted it on the day that the episode of BTE where he got the contracts was aired.
Okay.
So I didn't know, but like just like hours before the episode aired, I posted that one, and it was just
That's awesome.
Cool.
So we don't have any more questions for you, but we know a lot about you.
We have from our fans.
Yes, we have from our fans.
We have some fans.
So they want to know a couple of things about you. So we'll let Tiffany read them off here.
Okay, so Abdul Wabag. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. My apologies.
Don't worry, I won't shame
you. What was your first animation?
Like first ever?
Yes.
Okay, so way back when I was in, I want to say 8th grade, you go on these school, you go out to some workplace and for a week and try and be, I don't know, something. And for my week out of in job training, I went to this school in Viborg called the Animation Workshop, where I tried to draw as a small animation. I'm pretty sure I only have it on VHS somewhere, and I don't have a VHS player.
No, I should have the drawing somewhere framed up on the wall. My first drawing.
No. Oof. And it's I was 15, and it's So I guess that technically that would probably be my first animation. But then when I got into
your first wrestling drawing,
my first wrestling drawing, well, I guess that'd be the first drawing in the challenge of the thing. Oh God. Okay, so the first word for the drawing challenge is poisonous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see if we can. Yeah, can you see?
Oh.
Yeah. So the point is that he has smelly armpits.
Oh. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I guess that's technically my first wrestling drawing.
That's cool.
Oh.
Okay. So our next.
No, that's not true.
Oh.
I'm sorry, because I did see some highlights from when Stephen Amell was in the, I want to say, summer show.
Okay.
He was wrestling against Cody and.
Yeah. And Cody was Stardust.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cody was Stardust, and he was King Barrett, I think is this guy called King Barrett.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I did a fan art of that, and Stephen Amell put it in his fan art Friday.
Oh.
I was like,
cool.
Yeah. So technically, that is my first wrestling drawing, but I didn't catch the wrestling bug from the WWE show. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Margaret said it was Summer.
Okay.
Margaret.
Okay, SummerSlam.
Okay. So our next question is from Jeffrey Elliott. I would love to see a Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy comic book with your animation style. It would be dope. So
that's not a question.
Yeah.
You guys are just saying he would love to see you draw, or would you draw Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. I'm gonna get around to drawing that.
That mask is gonna be probably hard to do. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking about having more trying integrating it with the hair and the. Yeah, okay. I have some ideas with that. So yeah, I'm brewing on that one, and I'm also I have a list. I don't have a list of husband. I have a list of I want to draw this guy. I want to draw this cool lady. I really want to do something with the. Oh God, I forgot her name.
Maria.
Yes, the list of Maria. What's her name's Yuki Saki or something.
Oh yeah.
Saki.
The girl, yeah, Yuka Sakazaki. Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh.
I really liked her. It's like, oh, she's fun. Yeah.
And our last question is from Adam. He says, "What goes into animation design?" That's actually a good question.
That's a good question. It's depends on what you want to do. If you just want the one I did of the ROH Final Battle GIF, that was pretty easy because I'd already done. I just drew them and then cut out the arm and moved that. That was pretty easy. But like the BTE outro was a bit more complicated. I probably spent around 50 hours on that.
Wow.
So that took a long time. It's just you first you get the voiceovers and then I knew what gear they would wear. I knew what they would look like, but I didn't know how I was going to frame it or what they were going to say. And so when I got the voiceovers, I just listened to them a bunch of times, trying to come up with something other than them just standing there talking, which they kind of ended up doing. But I had tried to have Nick do something in the background while Matt was talking, just to try and keep it interesting. So those things takes a lot longer to do, and it's just a lot of drawings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I imagine it that took a long time because it turned out really good, and especially to get the voices in and to dub it over and to get make sure it's like everything's right and nothing, you know what I mean? Like to make sure everything like matches up right. I imagine it takes a long time, but I could never do it. I can barely draw a stick man, so.
Oh yeah, I've seen your graphics. They're really good. I love your graphics.
I literally do what you were just saying earlier a little bit of. I literally go on YouTube and I found this software and I'm like, I don't know how to use this software, so I went and watched maybe anywhere from 15 to 20 tutorials on how to use it properly. It took me a long time to learn how, but I'm still learning. I'm picking things up on the way, and I'm not the greatest, but we do okay.
Yeah, I think you did great. I think you're doing great.
Other than that, that's it's about it for our questions and our fan questions. So thank you to you fans out there for messaging and tweeting us your questions for Maria. And as always, make sure you are following us on social media on All Elite. It's all right there on the screen for you at All Elite Pod, at All Elite Pod on Instagram and Twitter, and on Facebook at All Elite Podcast. Follow myself at Real Kyle Masters. Follow my host at Loves to Dream 82, and then you can follow Maria's Twitter. It'll be down in the link for you guys below, and make sure you are following her and liking her stuff. She posts her artwork on there all the time, so if you're a fan of her artwork, which I imagine you should be after watching this episode, you're gonna want to like her stuff, man. It's amazing.
And she'll be at StarCast.
She'll be at StarCast.
I'll be at
with
StarCast.
Tiff.
Yes, come and say hi.
Yes.
I might.
Take care of you with MJF. Don't worry, I got you.
That's good. I'll bring postcards and
And we can give you we can give you one of these. These are pretty cool, Maria. This awesome AEP business card.
It's beautiful.
These are amazing. Oh, Tiffany's gonna have to bring you a couple of these things. These are just so awesome.
Oh,
you guys out there, if you ever want these business cards, make sure you DM me or Tiffany. We'll be able to send you some in the mail, maybe, if you really want to.
I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna have to make something to bring to StarCast, and give it away. I'm working something out also that I'm kind of trying to do a spoof with Anthony on Smart to Death. So what cowboy hats? If you watched that ass the other day, you know about that. So. We'll see. I'll probably bring some. Either I'll make pens or I don't know. We're gonna see. We have 2.5 months, right? So
what's most important, Tiff, is the meetup between Pharaoh and Fat Pharaoh.
This is so important, guys.
Pharaoh and Fat Pharaoh have to meet. This is important. Yes. This needs to happen. And Tiffany actually sent me a bunch of Fat Pharaoh gifts she posted in Discord. So speaking of Discord, guys, we do have a Discord. So if you guys want to download the app, links down in the description below. Follow the All Elite Podcast Discord. It's an awesome way to chat with wrestling fans, talk about anything. You can post GIFs, you can listen to music together, you can do anything on it. It's amazing. Go check out the app. It's free to download and then join our Discord. To join our Discord, just click the link down in the description below on our YouTube channel. Other than that, guys, that's going to wrap it up here for episode number...
Before you do, I have a little present for you.
Stop.
Aww.
Oh! Hey!
Can you see?
Oh my god, it's being that is awesome.
I tried. I'll send them to you.
Those are amazing. That's
so awesome.
bowing down. The wrestlers bow down to the wrestlers, or the fans bow to wrestlers. I'm bowing down. That is amazing. Well, thank you very much. Those are amazing. So on behalf of myself and Tiffany, Maria, thank you for coming onto the podcast and sharing your story with everyone.
My pleasure.
And then we'll definitely in the future, if we ever want you to come back on, I'm sure you'd love to come back on. We would love to have you on for another episode. Maybe not to interview you, but just to talk about AEW.
Yeah.
Maybe
even like after All Out and StarCast, maybe like we could do something, and maybe I'll do some vlogging also, and we can do some videos together down there. With MJF, we can take a video.
With MJF, me were just running.
That's awesome. So on behalf of us, thank you, Maria. Guys out there, thank you for tuning in to the All Elite Podcast. I'm your host, as always, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, and I'm always joined by my co-host. She is the executive vice president of Giggles, the heartbreak chick, Tiffany, and we're also joined with this episode by Maria. And we will see you guys tomorrow for the interview with Brandon Cutler right here live on the channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and hitting the bell icon for all notification updates. And we will see you tomorrow.